Sorry about the delay, y'all. Going through a lot. I got COVID. Cold power went out. Y'all lucky y'all getting anything today, anyways. Like, if I'm being 100% honest, like,
Hey, people was giving us shit in the chat. I'm like, hey, bro, it's a tornado warning. And y'all, I know most of y'all live in Cleveland. You know it's a tornado warning right now. You probably shouldn't even be watching this right now, to be completely honest with
you're
you.
probably using up all your damn battery to watch this show. So I understand if you've been in here, you've been using your battery, but we told y'all it's gonna be a minute, dog. Power went out. I got COVID. We gonna get live when we get live, but we happy to be here with y'all right now. We are live. We are on Brandon Aiyuk watch. And I feel like we go through the same story every fucking day on Brandon Aiyuk watch. We start the day with the Browns having significant interest. During the midday point, it seems like the Steelers are going to get him. Then you drop in like a Patriots nugget. And we'll see by tonight. Like, it might sound like the Browns are back in this shit for real. I don't know. I've contended this whole time. I feel like we being used more than we being considered. Because I get the appeal of Brandon Aiyuk, right? But to go as hard as you would seemingly have to go to get Brandon Aiyuk, I don't think the Browns are going to be willing because they just don't have to.
I just think it's interesting. I think it's interesting that if you've been paying attention, the Browns have been kind of mentioned here and there for like the last, like, what, week or so in the sweepstakes. And it just got real serious in the last 24 hours. But it's just like, I don't know. It just really doesn't make sense when you really think about it. It really doesn't make sense for them to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like if this were a soft market and nobody was really in on Brandon Aiyuk, I could see Andrew Berry going in there, sneaking in with like a $28 million fully guaranteed deal, and snagging up Brandon Aiyuk, right? Like, but this seems like a top of the market type shit. They're not doing that. I don't think the Browns are doing that. I don't think the Browns are going to offer top money for a wide receiver. They don't really like offering top annual money. They'll offer guaranteed money, but they won't offer top annual money, right? Like with the Myles Garrett deal, it didn't reset the market. Deshaun Watson's deal, as much as people complained about it being fully guaranteed, even though we've gone into the reasons why it doesn't really matter if his deal is fully guaranteed because you're not cutting Deshaun Watson anytime soon. But even that contract was $46 million. That was what, the fourth or fifth highest annual salary of all quarterbacks when it got signed. So it wasn't a market resetting deal there. And it seems like Brandon Aiyuk wants what, 33, 34, which would be number 2, maybe even 36. And like, I don't think the Browns doing that. Like, I don't think the Browns are locking themselves into that. I find it very hard to believe that they would abandon everything that they've built just to go get Brandon Aiyuk. Brandon Aiyuk's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I do think he's an upgrade to Amari Cooper. But do you see Brandon Aiyuk, in your opinion, as one of those like top 5, top 3 wide receivers, like a Jamar Chase, like a Jetta, like a Tyreek Hill? I don't see him in that tier. I think he's a solid number 1. Like, he's in a higher tier than Coop, but I think he's 1 tier higher than Coop. I don't think he's like in that elite tier. I think there's hope he can become elite, similar to like how AJ Brown was elite for a couple of years. But I don't know if that's the reality for him too.
I mean, in my opinion, he's definitely in that top 5 range to me.
You think so?
Yeah, he's in that top 5 range to me.
How would you rank
I
him?
think so. Justin Jefferson's number 1. Well,
Really?
I put it like this: Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill. I would have 1A,
1,
1B.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying. Like those
They're
two are
interchangeable.
they're the clearly the 2 best receivers in the league to me. Jamar Chase is number 3, in my opinion. And then after Jamar, man, I feel like he's in there. Like
You think
I feel
he's
like you could
above
argue.
Devontae Adams?
Gonna sound blasphemous if I say that. I think
I
him and
think
Taylor.
that's crazy.
I think him and Taylor for 4 and 5 in some order.
And then how do you measure it? Because Tay has so many years of production versus Aiyuk, who has a couple.
Yeah, there's definitely some projection going on with that too, because
Yeah.
he was second team all pro. He had what, was it 1,350 yards?
With this year, yeah,
Yeah, I think I think
he had like 100
somewhere.
more yards than Coop. You put him over AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I think they the same. Like I think he's below AJ Brown because I think the hope is he becomes AJ Brown. But I don't think he's
I
AJ Brown. CD Lamb, you put him above CD Lamb.
well, I forgot about CD.
Stephon Diggs,
Yeah.
put him above Stephon Diggs.
Yes. Not even a question.
Really? What about Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting. See, Tay
CD is the
Smith.
one. CD is the one where I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I just don't see him as that guy. Like he is one of those guys, but I don't see him as that guy. And that might just be a difference of opinion. I know that a lot of folks on Brown's Twitter love them route runners, right? Like we fall in love with them route runners. Andrew Berry loved them route runners.
Get
All of
open
that.
guys, create separation, all of that.
Yeah, your favorite wide receiver's favorite wide receiver. That's what we love here. We love dudes who's 6 foot and got good feet. Like that's what we love in Cleveland. That could block a little bit. I don't know. I don't really think he is impactful as like a Justin Jefferson or a CD Lamb. I would even put Stephon Diggs above him, Devontae Adams above him. Like, I don't think he's proven that he's that dude yet. I think the hope is he could be one of those dudes. But you can't, I always caution, you can't be trading on hope when you're this close to a championship roster like Cleveland is. Like, that's putting a lot on a gamble. Because what if he's good, right? Like, what if he is like, who's a good wide receiver that's not? What if he's like
Amari Cooper?
Well, nah, like, well, Amari Cooper at $35 million, like at $20 million is fine. But if you're paying 35 for Amari's production, now you start looking at it like, I don't know if that's worth it. Because think about it, that's 13.7% of the cap. Do you think Amari Cooper's production is worth 13.7% of the entire success of the Cleveland Browns?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it's less about how I feel about Brandon Aiyuk and more about how I feel about the wide receiver position and if it's worth 30 plus million. Like, I got a lot of questions about, are we jumping the gun here by just going, yeah, man, wide receivers, $30 million, that makes sense, when I haven't really seen it make that much sense for anybody who's gone that route. I've seen it make sense for a team that went away from Tyreek Hill. Again, they had Pat, right? And you can get away with shit like that when you have Pat. But trading for Tyreek Hill and adding him with Jalen Waddle was supposed to make Tua somebody who could compete with Pat. It ain't even close. You think the Chiefs sweat the Dolphins?
No good team sweats the Dolphins.
That's the thing. They're the team that you should beat. They are like, there was a team in the NBA that was like, they were always like decent. It was like the Bulls, the Tom Thibodeau Bulls. Like, if you're a really good team, you should beat the Tom Thibodeau Bulls.
No,
like, they're going to win 50 games.
You're thinking of the Hawks. You're thinking of the Atlanta Hawks.
Well, no, that's in the playoffs. I know you talk about the Jeff
That's what I'm
Teague.
saying.
Yeah.
Jeff Teague,
yeah.
Joe Johnson.
You're not worried about the Hawks if they win 60 games, right? If the Miami Dolphins win 14 games, we were like, yeah, okay. What happens when it gets cold? And that adds to the problem. Because what happens when you spend 13.7% of your cap at one wide receiver? They spent they got 26 on 2 right now, right? Like, you're gonna be naturally imbalanced. You're gonna have a lot of money allocated to just throwing the football, which means you're probably not going to have a ton of other ways to win football games. So if they shut you out in the passing game, you're probably going to have issues adjusting because you spent 26% of your salary cap on what essentially is half of the game and half of the game because you only throw the ball around half the time, maybe 30%, right? 30% more than you run. And that's where I'm like, my more issue is bigger than Brandon Aiyuk. It's, dog, are we paying these wide receivers way too much money? And honestly, are we really just giving the extra money we took away from running backs because we convinced ourselves that they are a disposable resource and just giving that extra money to wide receivers? Because think about this, Cole. David Njoku, Nick Chubb, both under $30 million. You can get them right now. And that includes a raise for David Njoku because he's making 14. I'm saying you give David top money, $17 million. You give Nick Chubb top money, $12 million at his position. You get them both. Less than $30 million. You got room to sign Mike Ford to play special teams, where the fuck you want to do with that. Or your boy, Kellen Mond.
First of all, that's not my boy. That's never going to be my boy.
You, Kellen Mond, Noah Lyles, all kicking it. Anthony Schwartz.
All right.
Anthony Schwartz, your boy too.
Why they my boys all of a sudden? Why
they all watch anime? They all got the same Crunchyroll subscription. Y'all connected by the cloth.
Y'all about to have that too.
Y'all connected by the cloth. I am not in the community, like,
not yet.
Nah,
we gonna get
but back to the point of it. Where was I? Made me lose my damn point. Getting off track.
You made you lose your point.
Like, all right, I was talking about how. Okay, so $30 million, less than $30 million. You got Nick Chubb and David Njoku. If you add up like their peak performance, that's like what, 2,700 yards, 19 touchdowns between the both of them. Like I think 131 first downs. If you can get that from spending $30 million on a wide receiver and tight end, look, it's not going to always be David Njoku or Nick Chubb. But think about how easy it would be to replace that production by spending that money elsewhere versus hoping that you have a wide receiver who gets you, 1,800 yards, which maybe happens once every 3 years. That's why I'm like, this shit don't make sense. Like, there's no way a wide receiver can produce as much as the cap they're taking when they take that much of the cap. Quarterbacks are a different argument. It is very easy for a quarterback to take 20% of the cap and be 20% of the team. It's very easy. Just look at Pat Mahomes, okay?
Look at Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, right? Justin Herbert. Deshaun Watson in Houston, right? Hopefully Deshaun Watson in Cleveland at some point. This happens all the time. But for a wide receiver, think about what we're saying. This dude who runs one route out of 4 guys sometimes is going to be responsible for 13.7% of all the production we produced this year. He's 1/4 of an option on a pass play that you might run 30% of the time while you're on offense.
I find this to be interesting. I find the argument you're making to be interesting, and I agree with you. But I'm also trying to figure out how much of the passing offense he accounted for with the 49ers. Considering they threw the ball the least amount of times of any team in the NFL. I'm assuming it's actually pretty high.
I did the numbers with Justin Jefferson when he had 1,800 yards in 2022. And Justin Jefferson was like 29% of the production on offense that 1 year when he had 1,800 yards. So 1,300 yards, I mean, I bet it's like probably hovering around there at 20, but 20% of the passing offense is like 10% of the production team wide. Okay, and that's at best.
So Brock threw for 4,280 yards. And Aiyuk had, let's just say, 1,350. So let's see, what's that? Because I cannot do that in my head, unfortunately.
It's about 31% of Brock Purdy's yardage.
You said 31%?
Yeah.
Divided by... Oh, wait. Ooh.
Did you get a whole number?
No, I typed in the wrong thing. Hold on. 1,350. It's about 31%, 32%.
Yeah, 31.5. That's a passing offense. If you do total offense, it's probably going to dip down to like 25.
That's pretty good. 25%.
You can look at that and justify it, but it's like, it's just the easiest shit to shut down too. Because like in the playoffs, okay, Brandon, are you going off? What you about to do? Just double cover.
The crazy thing is, like, when you play the San Francisco 49ers, the player you worried about the most is Chris McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And then you worry about Brandon Aiyuk. And then Debo's there too.
The dude we said should be MVP on the 49ers was not Brandon Aiyuk. It was Christian McCaffrey. And yet somehow Christian McCaffrey is only worth $15 million. We all acknowledged this was true. It wasn't the quarterback. It wasn't Aiyuk. But we will make an argument for Brandon Aiyuk to make $35 million. We will make the argument for Brock Purdy to make $60 million. But God help Christian McCaffrey if he feel like he worth 25.
You know what's crazy? You know what's really crazy? That MVP race last year, everybody was campaigning for Brock Purdy, and I was like, man, they about to get that award to the wrong white boy.
Mm-hmm. And here's another part of this I want to expand on. I would rather give $35 million to Christian McCaffrey because Christian McCaffrey is a part of everything that you do on the offense. If you run the ball, it's Christian McCaffrey. If you throw the ball, it's Christian McCaffrey. If you want to throw the ball downfield, who out there fucking pass blocking? It's Christian McCaffrey. Brandon Aiyuk is useful when you want to throw the ball. Maybe when you run it and he gets a solid block downhill, but nobody give a fuck about the wide receiver blocks.
I care about that. Kevin Stefanski cares about it.
Okay, but you about to give Brandon Aiyuk $35 million and say, yeah, you know, he's a blocker in the press conference. That's going to set off all kind of red bells. Like, what the fuck do you mean he blocks? He's not about to be blocking, right?
Listen, he gets after it. You know what I'm saying? He gets after it.
My whole point is, when you pay a wide receiver that much money, I feel like it's almost borderline impossible for that wide receiver to live up to that deal. And even if they do, in a rare case that they do, are they a part of dominant teams when that happens?
I'm about to say the Vikings ain't that good. Dolphins ain't that good.
The Raiders
not that good.
And this brings me to my second point. I don't think it's a great winning strategy for winning a championship. I feel like one of the things you need to win a championship is a lot of ways to win because you're at the end of the day, the goal is to win 4 games in a row or 3 games in a row versus the toughest competition in the winter. And that requires that you're going to have to win games a lot of different ways. You're going to get a snow game, maybe. You're going to get defense. You're going to get a passing game. You're going to get a run game. You get all type of shit. You got to have a lot of different ways to win. When you tie yourself down to a $35 million wide receiver, you're basically doubling down on winning games with throwing the football. And because you're not just paying a wide receiver $35 million if you're a competitor, you're paying a quarterback $45 or at least $45 million, right? We're talking about $90 million. Boom, those two. You're doubling down on winning that way. So if you can't do that, now you're spending like what? I think when I added up, if you go wide receiver, 2 wide receivers, so Brandon Aiyuk at 35, David Njoku, and who else would be on the cap too? David Njoku, and then Deshaun Watson, and I didn't even think I added Nick Chubb into this. I believe that was 44% of the salary cap, if with those 3 players alone. Which means what you got the offensive line, that's $30 million. That's 30% of the cap right there on the offensive line. So we're talking about 70% of the cap on the offensive line. We even talk about running the ball yet. We haven't even talked about stopping the run or doing anything defensively. And you're doing all of that with 25% of the cap. It doesn't feel like the best way to build a robust team is my point. Yeah, like if they traded for Brandon Aiyuk, they would be fine this year because their roster's already good. I would worry about, okay, if they try this second window with Deshaun, what's that roster going to look like? Because now you're really tied down to a lot. That's my concern. You'll be better this year with Brandon Aiyuk over Amari Cooper if you found a way to keep Amari Cooper. Yeah, you would be better this year. The question would be long-term, what would that look like? And I don't think enough people have given that thought because we're all excited about the ideal of Brandon Aiyuk. And this is one of them opinions where I say it out loud, and I try to be careful not to say it out loud too much because you say this shit loud enough, somebody's gonna be like, you hating. You a bag watcher. You just mad they getting paid. Like, I give a fuck. I wish we didn't have salary cap. Like, to be honest with you, I wish we could just give up whatever you want to give up, and it wasn't a concern of mine. But since salary cap does exist, I do have to ask these questions. And that's where my concern is with wide receiver. It's so much money for something that can only be a part of one. It's like, what would it be like? I'm trying to come up with a good comp. It's like getting a specialty tie that's like, nah, don't nobody buy that shit. You know what it's like? Let's say you got a card that you only bring out every once in a while, and you put rims on that motherfucker. It's like, dog, all this other shit, you gonna put rims on it on a card that you might use every once in a while? I don't know. I haven't come up with a good comp yet. I got COVID, so I blame Corona on that shit. I blame Auntie Rona. You know what I mean?
Hey, you better be careful. You know,
Hey, bro.
they be in the comments saying you'll be drunk. Talk about you blaming Corona.
They gonna be in the comments talking about see, look, they need to replace him. They gonna do me like Joe.
Tell you, man, QB drunk on the streets, man. We'll be talking about it enough.
He has early onset dementia. I seen it.
I seen it.
I'll be out here like, no. Just stare like
oh, no.
Next thing you know, I'll be arguing with Cole about golf and shit. Like,
no, when you start talking about the Guardians, when you start talking about the Guardians, they gonna know something.
Hey, I do turn into Joe Biden when you start talking about the Guardians. I veg out, dog. Like, I'll be walking off the stage and everything. I'll be getting a sandwich. Like,
they on a 3-game losing streak right now. Ain't too much to talk about.
Yeah, well, they'll bounce back, right? Or maybe they won't. Who knows? Amari Cooper was 31% of the passing yards last season, 1,250 of all four quarterbacks combined. Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing that I've really factored into this, and why I think the Browns are only going to go but so far with this Aiyuk thing. They are the one team in this conversation that really ain't got to do this, right?
Yeah, the Steelers have to trade for him.
New England has to do it too, because like they trying to get Drake May right, they trying to get a wide receiver for him right. Like, this is their plan. Same thing with Pittsburgh, even though they don't really have a plan at quarterback. So they got to do it.
Is Justin Fields the starter?
No.
I feel like Justin Fields is he the starter?
No, Justin Fields not the starter.
It's gonna be Russ?
They want him to start because he's doing well in the preseason, but that's just Pittsburgh fans being excited about training camp.
Okay, I see them talking about Justin Fields every day.
They did the same shit with Kenny Pickett
and
Mason Rudolph.
I think Justin's better than both of them. Well, yeah, he's better than both.
Okay, that might be a true statement, Cole. What relevance?
I mean,
what relevance?
They won how many games they win? How many games they win with Kenny and Mason last year?
They didn't win with Kenny. They won. And Kenny was on the team.
In spite of Kenny.
I don't even think in spite. I just think he was just on the fucking team. Like, he was a neutral factor. Like, he wasn't a negative factor. He wasn't throwing a million picks. He was just there, right? Like a dude watching his baby get born. He was just there.
Just there for emotional support.
Go ahead, push. Come on, Jaylen Warren. Meanwhile, the team is, I fucking hate you. That's
running game with Justin and Jaylen might be nasty though. Might be nasty.
Yeah. We'll see. It's Arthur Smith putting this run game together, and we can point to Derrick Henry. We can also point to B. John. I don't know what the fuck he gonna do. I don't know what he gonna do. I have no confidence in that man. Do you?
No.
This is somebody who thought starting Desmond Ridder was a great idea. I will always say this.
He's still in the league?
He got benched by the Cardinals for the third team spot.
Okay.
Yeah. He out there backing up Kyler. And I feel like Kyler gonna want him to win because he ain't no good. Like, you know how when you the starter, you don't want your backup to be good.
The RDC world.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. But you not trying to have your backup have potential? Dog, they got DTR out the paint so fucking fast in Cleveland.
QB3, baby. QB3.
I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun was hacking his tablet. Like, shit, you about to be ready for this Baltimore game? No, you not. Giving all kind of bad advice during the Pittsburgh game and the Denver one.
Yeah, you can throw across your body. You can make that throw. Go ahead.
Bro, you got that. I think you can throw downfield. Like, you one of them ones. Like, now, meanwhile, he tried to get PJ Walker in there because he knows, oh yeah, PJ Walker, I ain't got nothing to worry about with that. It wasn't even Joe Flacco that gave him worries. He was dapping up Joe Flacco because there ain't no hope with Joe Flacco. There's no potential with Joe Flacco. DTR though, people start thinking that he could be the Jalen Ward, the Jalen Hurts of this situation and shit. He like, nah, I gotta put an end to that, dog. We bringing in Tyler Huntley. Like, not only am I bringing in Jameis, we bringing in Tyler. All right.
They hyping up DTR and Kent. Say, look, man, you making some good throws. Making some good throws.
Yeah, because in camp, you only throw the ball 25 yards. We know what happens when he has to throw the ball 30 yards. I don't know why we act surprised. The brother has demonstrated an inability to throw that bitch down 45 yards. Like, he's just demonstrated his. If DTR's freedom was on the line and all he had to do was throw 45 yards downfield, he'd be in jail.
That's crazy. Hey,
he'd be in jail, dog.
Come on, man. He might hit Matt Landers. You know what I'm saying? He might hit Matt Landers for one.
He gonna hit the fucking goalpost on the other side. Okay? Like, I've seen him try to throw downfield. We've watched this. I don't think that changes. Why would it change? Like, dog, it's a reason why Kevin took one last look at him and was like, all right, we bring it in 1 and 2. All right? And you know the Browns got limitations when it comes to backup quarterbacks they can consider. This was not easy, like, to bring in somebody to be third.
Man, when I seen that Tyler Huntley notification, I was like, oh, no, that's not good.
Hey, cold world, dog. Ain't nobody trying to have people be hopeful about your fucking backup quarterback. Nobody wants that. Like,
time to go get Jameis.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, we know what it is. Right? They got 2 we know what it is all-stars. Okay, Jameis Winston and Tyler Huntley. We know what it's not. We know what it isn't. Right? Black Joe Flacco, black PJ Walker. I don't know why I said black PJ Walker like PJ Walker was black.
Hey, why you disrespecting PJ, bro?
Tall PJ Walker. That's who he is.
I don't even think he that much taller than PJ.
he got a good 3 inches on him. Right?
You sure?
Like, yeah. Tyler Huntley 6'1". I know this because he made a game of dressing exactly like Lamar Jackson while he was in Baltimore. I told you about this before.
Yeah.
We need to chat, man. Okay. Wow.
What happened?
Somebody being an asshole. But yeah. Anyways, that is. I continue to find the dynamics with DTR to be hilarious. Meanwhile, hey, Cedric Tillman ain't on that bullshit this offseason. Have you noticed it? Cedric Tillman came to work. Okay.
Doing what he got to do. I don't blame him at all.
Hey, he running them fucking routes. Let me tell you. He out there like Brandon Aiyuk who. I got this.
Just quick update on the Olympics, for all my Americans in here. The USA basketball beat Brazil by 35.
Damn.
Oof.
Hey, I saw the women's team. They beat like Algeria by some country like that, 35 to 110 to 110.
Woo.
Hey, dog. Hey. It's cold world.
They do that to everybody. They won like 59 straight games.
I don't think they've lost an Olympic game, like an actual Olympic game in our lifetime.
They haven't.
Yeah, that is the most dominant Olympic program, I think, in Olympics history.
Like, I think they're either 58-0 or 59-0 right now. 1 or 2.
And that's why they were pissed when the WNBA All-Stars beat them. Okay.
Like, future of the program looking good.
Hey, they were thinking about that. Angel Wilson was like, bruh, they really got me out here standing. Like, by the way, why is Enrique not on the 3-on-3 women's team? I've never seen somebody built for 3-on-3 ball more than her.
No, we got to talk about this. Why are we so bad at 3-on-3
Dog, we talked about this last week. They got Jimmer Fredette out there. They're not serious. They're not serious. We're not sending our best.
Hey, go to the big 3. Go get Michael Beasley, dog. What are we doing?
They not even saying. Ice Cube was so confident, like we could beat them.
Probably can. Probably can.
Dude, Paul Millsap and Joe Johnson would just okay. Fuck it. Glenn Hollins would be out there dunking on motherfuckers. Like we clearly have the capacity to be good at this without even sending anybody it would be inconvenient to send. We're not talking about sending Cat out there. And by the way, Cat's Dominican, but Cat would be great in a 3-on-3 tournament.
Oh, Cat would be killing.
Yeah.
Killing.
Until the score gets close. Yeah, it's kind of tough because them games is close. Them games is short, so it's always the fourth quarter in 3-on-3. That's the only thing I worry about Cat.
Well, man, it's not like he played against NBA players. He'll be fine.
Hey, if Cat announces he's playing for the 3-on-3 Olympic team, I promise you we will find out that some NBA players have decided to enter the fray. Next thing we know, Joel Embiid has left the 5-on-5 team to play 3-on-3 basketball. Okay, like
I don't want to comment on Joel Embiid and
Hey.
whatever he's doing.
Joel Embiid need to request a trade. Like, I ain't never seen somebody who's just having a worse time at the Olympics than Joel Embiid.
But he was trolling the crowd and then airballed the three. I'm like, get this clown. This is who we made a promise. This is who we made Steve Kerr made a promise to put in the starting lineup. That's who he did that for. Come on, man.
He was about to be xenophobic on him. About to say you need to go back.
I was not about to be xenophobic. Don't put that out there. Don't put that out there. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm. About to say we need to put Cooper Flag on the team.
Listen. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
I'm not saying.
Somebody
I'm not
who
saying
can run
that's
the
what I
floor.
want.
Who thought that Joel Embiid would be a fit on this team? That's the thing that I didn't understand.
He's not at all. It's so obvious to anybody who's watching.
Yeah, he's kind of a guy that needs to be the center of the offense.
He's not going to be there here. He's not.
And
even he's not even our best big.
You can't bring a center off the bench and then be like, by the way, I heard you sneak that one in there. You can't bring a center off the bench.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, in the Olympics, you are not wrong.
In general, I'm not wrong. But
who's better than him?
Anthony Davis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
100%. 100%. Not even close.
I feel like you're bleeding that wine. You know.
I might be.
You know.
I'm not going to act like I'm not biased. I'm
yeah.
not going to act like I'm not biased. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Joel Embiid is worse than Anthony Davis.
I do.
But I think people are about to start talking about Joel Embiid real bad this season. I feel bad for him, dog. They about to be on his ass. Okay. Like he was bad in the Olympics and he about to roll right into the fucking NBA regular season. And what, he still play on the Sixers? We know what that's going to be.
So take that medal off when he come to Cleveland. Take that medal off. You don't
Give me a
that.
ring. And dog, that 76ers team is cursed.
Why you say that?
Ben Simmons, look what happened. Now it's happening to Joel. Hell. Remember James Harden was there for a couple of years? How'd that go for his reputation?
Man.
Doc Rivers. Everybody who's been on those 76ers teams wishes they wouldn't. Like, I bet Tobias Harris outside the money is like, dog, people liked me before I played here.
Hey, man, people did like Tobias when he was in Detroit.
Yeah. Well, you didn't have to talk about how much money he made. Like, it didn't matter. Like,
even when he was with the Clippers, like people fuck with Tobias.
Yeah. But now you look at Tobias, you go, that's the most useless 6'9" player I've ever seen in my life.
Useless. This is wild.
When has it ever mattered that Tobias Harris was on the Sixers?
Never, man. Never.
It's never mattered. Dog, there's been more times where it's mattered that Boban was there. Like, that's the only time I cared about him. It's like, oh yeah, Boban on the team. They funny. It has never mattered that Tobias Harris is there.
Man.
It is not once in my life has it mattered.
You know what's even more hilarious? They got Paul George now. So that's gonna be great.
Him and Paul George.
With the
Fuck it.
game on the line, in the playoffs.
Trade for Cat and Russ while y'all at it. You know what I mean? Like
Russ on the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Russ on
I
the
forgot.
Nuggets. Let me tell you something, Nuggets fans, if you listening. Good luck, God bless.
Yeah, I don't get that one. That one makes no sense to me.
Man, Russell's so bad. Russell's so bad on the Lakers. He made me start watching the Cavs.
Mm-hmm. You haven't stopped trying to trade our players ever since then. Blame Russ. If you ever want to know why QnCOLB is always cooking up some trade requests, blame Russ. It's Russ's fault. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a bad season for Joel. I feel bad for Joel Embiid. Like, he would have been so much better off just not playing in these Olympics or playing for France. But even then, I don't know if he's a good fit on France's team.
He's really like having him, Wemby, and having Rudy Gobert. That's kind of like, you can't play them together. So it would be weird.
Look, man, ain't no shame in playing on 3-on-3. That's where Joel needs to be.
Hey.
You get on that block on 3-on-3.
Hey, Wemby, Rudy, and Joel 3-on-3.
Hey. Ooh. Dog, Woo. You can have two random French dudes and Joel on the 3-on-3 team. You'll be fine. It could be Michael Petrus and fucking Tony Parker's old ass still out there. You'd be fine. You would win silver at least. So
what are the rules for 3-on-3? Because I feel like, hey man, we should be able to send somebody better than Jimmer Fredette. No disrespect.
No, you can send whoever you want. We just choose to, like, nobody, the USA men's back, because the WNBA sends all-stars on their team.
Well, an all-star and then Haley.
Well, Cam Brink, and then, well, because it's like the USA program. So, like, that's who's been on the team. Haley Van Leff. She's been on the team since it started. But yeah, they sent De'Erica Hamby. They sent Ryan Howard. They got like legitimate players on their 3-on-3 team. It's just, don't nobody send they best. I think it's a problem of like maybe one country started to send good players. So the US got in there because they didn't want to get embarrassed. But the US is getting embarrassed and nobody's sending anybody good.
Yeah, I don't know what the solution is.
We
got to hit up Ice Cube.
It's an obvious solution. Call Dion Waiters. Like, what's he doing? Send a G League All-Stars. What are we talking about? The dudes on the 3-on-3 team can't even hang in the G League. And I'm not just saying that, by the way. Look at their Wikipedia page. These are guys who have been on like the G League team for like 2 weeks. Got cut. We could send a Monty Bates. We could send a Kenton Charge. We not send it.
Amadi would cook in 3-on-3.
Dog, like our 3-on-3 team is the equivalent to like the USA football team that we send out for international competition, and you just find out it's a bunch of dudes who like were like too bad to be on Mount Union's football team that's playing for the US in international competition, or like high school kids. That's what the 3-on-3 is. It's like, dog, we're not sending anybody. We're not sending anybody. And we don't even need somebody who's used to play 3-on-3 basketball to play 3-on-3 basketball. It's hooping. It's half-court hooping. We do this shit at LA Fitness all the time. It feels like they recruited the fucking 3-on-3 basketball team from Lifetime Fitness. Don't they?
You said they saw Jimmy Fredette at Lifetime Fitness and was like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, they saw Jimmy Fredette out there getting a run and like, oh my God, he can play. Oh, you played college? Yeah, buddy. Come on, sign up for USA Basketball. Tell me them dudes out there don't look like dudes you've seen at your run. Like, I hooped with dudes who could play on 3-on-3. Like,
I don't know who's on the team besides Jimmer. I really don't.
Hey, dog, if you hooped with them, you probably wouldn't even notice. Like, that's how bad the team is. It's crazy. They stink. They're awful. We're so good at basketball. We should not be this bad. Like, what? Darius Garland ain't doing nothing. All right.
Let's relax.
What? We can't say Darius Garland?
No, because he needs to get healthy. You know what I'm saying? He needs to get healthy. He needs to get right.
Bro, get Evan Mobley out there. Let him develop offense. Just send Evan Mobley out there.
Nope. Working on his game. Can't send
He need to get stronger in international
You
competition.
know who we can send? You know who we can send?
Karis LeVert would be awesome.
George Niang. Go right on through.
I
Go
don't
right
think
on
George Niang would be on the US team.
Where he from?
I believe he has dual citizenship.
He from Australia or something?
No, his dad is African.
Really?
You've never seen the picture? Oh yeah, I never showed you this. Yeah. George Niang has ancestors in his blood.
All right. Okay.
I thought he was German or Greek.
I thought he was Australian or something. I was like, dang, okay.
Like sometimes in South Asia, you just get a little bit of a tan, right? Like maybe it's that.
Might need to be a little bit nicer to George. I ain't know.
Nah. Like, what you mean? He embarrassing us. What you mean? At least Isaiah Hartenstein hooping. Like,
respect to that black man. Respect to that black man, you know what I'm saying?
all right, brother. George Niang come out there, he not
quick,
like us.
real quick. Finding out Isaiah Hartenstein was black is like the funniest shit in the world. I'm sorry.
I swear, I think it was Bomani Jones that had a read on this because he was like, why he spell it with one A? That's gotta be a brother. And I was like, what? And then we found out.
We found out. Oh.
I was like, oh wow, there is a black spelling of Isaiah.
Him talking about that, he's like, yeah, so many people don't know that I'm black. They see my dad, they don't think it's my dad.
It's tough. It's tough.
I was like, hey,
Look,
man, I'm not gonna lie. I see you in the street. I'm like, okay, that is a white man.
I understand where he's coming from because when I was a kid, I was much, much lighter and my hair was less curled. Like it got more curly and darker as it went on. And yeah, people had questions for my dad. Like, or compliments. I remember one lady at Save a Lot. By the way, we was at Save a Lot and she made this assumption. Told my dad, thank you, because you usually don't see somebody adopt them all three in a pair like that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's crazy.
I'm trying not to laugh.
And if you're wondering what was the ethnicity of the person who said that, you know. Okay? You know the answer to that question. Okay? Mm-hmm.
In a pair like that.
My dad was just sitting there like, what?
Like, these are my children.
The crazy thing, I have the same face as my dad. Like, I look like him.
Oh, man. I haven't actually met your siblings. It makes it so much funnier.
That shit, I will never forget that. I was like, what?
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. So, Isaiah, I'm uniquely qualified to say, I get you, bro. People be wild, especially in the early 2000s. Y'all did not know how to act about this. I've seen the discourse on Twitter. Y'all still don't know how to act about this.
You know what I'm saying? We try to get better. We not get better.
Bro, I'm seeing questions being asked right now that I answered in middle school. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like,
you sure he's black? What? What?
Is he switching? What you mean, dog? Like,
what does that even mean?
Like these Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I just pull out my pocket. Like, yeah, I'm going to be black today. Like, you think when I go to the Asian bar, I just be playing the Asian card? Like, what you mean? Like,
oh man,
oh my god. But yeah, that shit.
Playing the Asian card.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like his outfits. Like I just go into the closet and be like, all right, what I want to be today.
Like you could pick and choose.
Like his difficulty settings on a video game. Like, all right, man, I'm gonna do the black one today. Like that's what I'm gonna do. Like
I'm gonna do the black one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the black one today. Like,
Oh my
I'm gonna
lord!
turn my cap backwards. Like what do people think this shit is? Like,
Hey man, I don't even
hey.
want. I'm glad I'm not looking at the chat. I'm glad I'm not looking
And
at the
see,
chat.
this is exactly why I couldn't make no jokes during the Olympic basketball run when Japan was out there because I had them ready, but I was like, no, y'all not gonna understand. like, I gotta declare which one I am today to y'all. Like,
I was looking at your little funny. I'm like, man, I wonder who Q rooting for. I wonder who he rooting for today.
hey dog, it's the US until it get close. Like,
But
shit.
every time Rui Hachimura scored, I was like, I
Oh
think he happy
yeah.
about
Hey dog, I was
that.
rooting for Villanova that year. What you mean? Like, Kyler Murray? Yeah, I want that to work. Like,
It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy.
yeah. Yeah. They understand.
Rui, Rui in particular, he get it. He get it.
Hey man, Rui is way more Japanese to me. Okay? Like Rui is like I'm Japanese, like Naomi Osaka is Japanese. Like we got Japanese lineage in us, but we grew up somewhere else. Rui is Japanese, dog. Like he grew up in Japan. Okay, like I want to know how he experienced the other half. Like,
For real though, because I think that would be like a really interesting discussion, actually.
dog, you imagine his first AAU camp? You imagine that? I don't know.
Hey, this how you know I'm fucked up. Because I'm thinking like, because you know how we talk. You know what I'm saying? So I imagine, somebody says, "What's up, my?" And he's just like,
He just looking at you. Huh?
"What?"
Huh?
He's like, "You."
Johnny.
I'm like, no.
No.
It's like, where you? They'd be like, where you from?
That boy from Japan.
Like, what?
I remember when he got drafted, I was like, oh, like, he Japanese. Like, ooh. My mama would have been mad at me. Like, she would have saw him come across. See how he speak Japanese?
Damn. Damn.
I was just sitting there like, boy, my mama's just talking all kind of garbage about me right now. But no, I saw Japan's team. It was a couple of us on that team, man. You know, it was a couple of us, men's and women's. Okay, like
I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked. I'm like, dang, more than I thought there'd be.
I'm not shocked because I grew up in that dynamic. I'll leave it at that. Okay, does not shock me. I know exactly how it happens. Like, I know what if 3 places they met. Like,
Hey. We'll revisit that. We'll revisit that when the live is over.
it rides with Trilitary. All right. Like, see, I'll let into y'all into a world that y'all don't know about, dog. Because when you are black and Asian, you meet all the other black and Asians in a 20-mile radius. And we all know the story. We all know the story. Oh, yeah. What's your dad do? Oh, okay. Yeah. Where he serve? I don't even ask what your dad do anymore, dog. I'll be like, oh, where your dad serve? Like, these are jokes I can say, y'all can't. Okay. I don't want to hear these repeated in the comment section, y'all.
Hey man,
Like,
I'm just laughing.
just enjoy it.
I'm just laughing. That's it. That's all.
I ain't worried about you. But yeah, I don't know how we got here.
You know how
I
y'all know how the show is.
If I say anything bad, I blame COVID. This show is brought to you by COVID-19. Quincy got it. Remember that. Okay. If you get mad at me about anything, I say you're mad at a sick man. You should be ashamed of yourself. Like, oh, what we supposed to talk about? Oh, we gotta talk about this anime bet. What else we got on the docket?
Before we get to the bet,
the Browns' new stadium.
Yeah, we gotta talk about the dome. We gotta talk about the dome.
Yeah. What you feel about it, man? How you feeling?
Can I rant?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go off, man.
I'm just sick of these motherfuckers, man. Like everybody wants to complain about some shit all the time. Bro, we need a dome. We've needed a dome for years now. There's been no competitive advantage to any Cleveland Browns game since I've been alive because we played outside in the elements. This team has been ass for the vast majority of my life up until this decade, or slightly before this decade. 2018 is kind of like when you kind of sort of saw a turnaround. Obviously, 2019 was bad. 2020, we've been good. So we need a dome, man. We need a dome. I know y'all tired of being out there in the cold, in the snow, in the rain, in the hail. Just build the dome. Like, what are we doing?
Hey, and then the comment section talking about Okinawa, and I know exactly what they talking about.
Who said that?
Ooga booga. Okinawa, Osaka. Like, let me see where Rui from.
Y'all might be cousins.
Nah. My mama from Fukuoka. We not. Like, oh man, where was he born? Where was he? Tomiyama, Japan. Yeah, see, that's why he an outlier, dog. Like,
I'm saying, like I know where the fuck that at.
Oh man, but now be Osaka, which is hilarious because, like, also I know other people who are Black and Japanese who are also named Naomi. It's like quite a popular name. Naomi Osaka was born in Beverly Hills, California. Nope. Residence in Beverly Hills, California. Osaka, Japan. I knew it, dog. What'd I tell you? Okay. I believe that's the Navy. Okay.
Man.
But yeah. Anyways, back to your point, man. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I'm sorry. This whole half Black, half Japanese thing is hilarious. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I'm glad my existence humors you.
Sorry, man. These jokes funny. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, man, it's just ridiculous that we have to like argue about every single fucking thing with the Cleveland Browns, man. A dome and a brand new stadium benefits the city of Cleveland, Ohio. Well, or Brook Park, Ohio, I should say. It's gonna benefit the fans. Bro, you're gonna be able to have, and do people understand that this is for more than just football games? Do people understand that? I feel like people don't understand that. Like you're gonna get people to actually come to Cleveland because they want to perform in this environment because it's probably going to be extremely nice. People are gonna want to go there and have events and have concerts and all this other different stuff. You might get like bowl games and shit in Brook Park just because it's nice.
Browns built that dome by Indianapolis. The Big Ten championship is coming home. Okay.
Big Ten championship game, Ohio State playing in Cleveland. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we actually complaining about?
Bro, Michigan playing in Cleveland would be sickening.
Bro, talk about a home court advantage. They gonna get booed every time they got the ball, dog.
I think there's a lot of Michigan fans in Cleveland still.
I'm sure. Well, we got Steelers fans and all them weirdos, but
Well, there's a history of why that happens, right? They say, okay, so this is some Black history for y'all. They say what happens in a lot of cities where racism was really bad back in the day. It's still bad, but it was really, really bad back in the day, right? Whatever team the white folks was rooting for, The black folks was rooting for the rivals, right? So why you think it's a lot of black Cowboy fans in DC? Mm-hmm. That's something that happens. Okay. If you've ever wondered, because I lived on the east side my entire time in Cleveland, ran into a lot of Steelers and Michigan fans. That does not happen by accident. Like, that is something that happened 100 years ago. Yeah, it's messy. It's messy. Fun fact. Yeah. Bet you didn't know that one.
It's a fact, not so fun.
It's not a fun fact at all. But
not so fun.
Yeah. There's more to back that up. There's been a study done and everything, but yeah, that happened. That definitely happened.
Man, I feel kind of bad now,
because it was kind of a way where you could get back without crossing the line. Mm-hmm. Because you just want to enjoy somebody else's misery for once, you know? So I think it just starts as oh yeah, I'm rooting for the Cowboys because y'all like the Commanders. And it ends up being your Commander fan. You know what I mean? It's when somebody you hate likes a team and you want them to lose? We all got a Warrior fan like that. That's how it is. A Bengal fan out here. We don't really hate the Bengals, but Bengal fans say so much ridiculous shit that we be like, I hope you look stupid at the end of the year.
Yeah, I've been there before. Just being a hater. Just being a hater.
It's in there. But yeah, it's a interesting factoid. Anyways, go ahead.
Now we've been talking about race a lot on this particular pod.
Blame COVID.
Gotta start calling us racist again. But anyway, look, man, it's just I don't understand. I really don't understand what people are complaining about. What's the beef? What's the issue?
I think I have the anti-dome people given up yet? Are they still fighting?
They're still trying to fight it, but it's over. It's gonna happen.
I get the concern. Here's the problem that I have with the anti-dome people. None of the points for being anti-dome are good ones. There's good reasons to be worried about moving the team from where they are from an accessibility standpoint. What's parking going to look like? What's access to parking going to look like? How far are you going to go with developing Brook Park? Because it's pretty underdeveloped. We've all been to Brook Park. It's places in that fucking city ain't got sidewalks. You need to develop it. It needs to be walkable. It needs to be accessible. But that's not the angle that anybody hits this from an anti-dome standpoint. It's just straight up, well, I don't like it. I like cold. And if you don't like cold, you soft. That's the argument that I hear from the anti-dome people. And I hate that argument. The argument is so stupid. Why do we have to be tough if we're just there to watch a fucking football game? We're not playing. Doesn't matter if the fans are tough, Cole. Doesn't matter if the fans are willing to braid through negative Celsius, whatever temperature. How many of y'all says, I hope my grandpa can go see the Browns win? Don't you want your grandpa to be able to be there?
Exactly. Why I gotta be cold? Why I gotta be cold? I ain't trying to be cold.
Damn. And I ain't trying to wear all that shit either. All right? For all the people, just bundle up. First of all, that don't always work because your body produces water. Right? Produces sweat, and that gets trapped up in the layers, and then you just be extra cold. Act like we ain't lived in Cleveland our entire life. It's cold. It's slippery. It be wet. The stairs be steep. You could fall down, hurt yourself. And it be windy. Don't nobody want that shit. Yeah, the dome's fine. It's going to be a nice dome. They're going to put one of them useless ass circle screens in there. They're going to have it lower and up. It's going to be all kind of frivolous spending in that dome. And apparently it's not taxpayer funded. Well, not completely taxpayer funded.
What what are we complaining about? What are we complaining about?
Gonna be a new stadium district. You've driven around Brook Park. It's 3 things in Brook Park. Parking garages, airports, grass, strip clubs. and it's not the kind of strip clubs you want to go to.
Yeah, it's the bad kind of strip clubs. Yeah, kids, stay away from there. Stay away.
Is it a wing joint or is it a strip club? I don't know.
Just remember, kids, you get what you pay for.
Yeah. So I am all for this. I think also this is good for downtown because now you get to get rid of that stadium and put something useful next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Great Lakes Science Center. Put something nice, a nice little walkway, maybe some more apartments, something nice, maybe a grocery store. There's not one downtown yet,
Hey man, I would say you could put a whole new stadium there. Whole new stadium if you want to.
You could put Cleveland State's football team over there if they ever get one. Hell, you know what's probably going to happen? They're probably going to move the Q there.
What do you mean?
Like whenever they get tight, that arena's old. Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
Fieldhouse?
Yeah. When Dad decide he want a new arena, it's just going to be over there. God bless him. That land is cursed. Okay. Like, I get it. We all have these attachments to the Muni lot and all of that, and it's going to be different, and it's going to change, and your routine's going to be different, but it's okay. You'll be all right. And honestly,
you go find a new place to tailgate and drink and play beer pong and all that other stuff.
The ultimate irony in this is because the Browns hired Kevin Stefanski, they've been a much better team since 2020. Because the Browns have been a much better team since 2020, we actually have memories that we enjoy at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Now we have an attachment to this fucking stadium. If they would have destroyed that stadium in 2014, Cole, we would be all right. No debate. Yeah, do it. It's time. Like, the land's curse. We just watched Johnny Football go 1 for 18. Like, we're good. Destroy it. Burn it. Burn it. Okay? But now we got good memories associated with this place, and now we don't want to let it go? We did not give one fuck about that stadium when they was 0-16 in it. Like, not a single one of us was sitting here like, man, I wish I could have. I got to remember the good times when I'm still in them. Nobody was doing that, dog.
Mike, please just build us a dome, man. Build us a nice stadium. I want Cleveland to have something nice.
And you know what I find out is the answer for the people who are anti-dome? They selfish because they want the aesthetics of the cold while watching at home. They don't even want to go to the games. They're just like, I like how it look on TV.
Yeah, but what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm like, bro, they'll build a dome. It'll look nice. Jimmy put what, 3.6 million in there, so probably 5 over the length of it. Yeah, it'll be nice. It's gonna have all kind of shit. We gonna get WrestleMania, a Super Bowl. Gonna get a Beyonce concert. They are gonna have to upgrade that airport if they start getting them kind of concerts, because let me tell you, Cleveland Hopkins International is just not large enough.
Nah, they definitely got to do something with the airport.
Yeah,
hell, maybe Jimmy will do something with that.
Jimmy built his own fucking airport.
Go right to Brook Park.
He do some evil billionaire shit, just knock out 10 people's homes to build a landing strip. He's like, okay. Like a personal landing strip for Jimmy Haslam. Hey, you imagine how awful of a headline that would be? Billionaire knocks out 10 residential houses to build a landing strip for personal jet. Like, so many bad things.
I ain't gonna say nothing bad about it because I'm trying to build a jet.
While also extending Deshaun Watson.
I'm not trying to build a jet when he does that. Like, Jimmy, buddy,
dog, you did it on the jet.
Like, why did you invite me to this?
Brown's gonna give him that extension and not even tell everybody how much money it is. I'll be like, yeah, we signed him.
Hey, please don't tell us. Please don't tell us. Oh,
that'd be funny. Hey, you think you're tired of Deshaun Watson talk now? Wait till he plays well. Like, because we all think the cure for this, right, is Deshaun Watson playing well. We're going to reunite as a city and come together kumbaya when he plays well. Nah, we about to argue about, should he get 45 again? Should he get 55? I just don't think we should keep him if he's going to cost 70. Like,
I feel like since we gave him the fully guaranteed deal the first time, he should take a pay cut this time.
Hold on, I got a
You
phone call. Yeah, I'll tell him. David Mulgutta just called me and told me to get the fuck out of his face with that bullshit.
you know it's coming. You know it's
he
coming.
said, "Oh yeah, them takes. Oh yeah.
You know it's
well,
coming.
he got the first con. We took a chance on him. He should take a hometown discount. Like the dude you signed a $230 million guarantee's got discount on his brain at all. Like,
and let me tell you something. He ain't from here. He is not from here. He ain't taking
he's from that man is from Georgia. He don't.
He wouldn't take a discount.
That man is from Georgia and decided that the money was too good to pass up in Cleveland to play for the Falcons. That man ain't taking no. He did the opposite. Okay, to come here. That's how he ended up here. He said no to South Carolina, where he's a college legend, and Atlanta, where he from. In a situation where he needed a lot of support, by the way. He was like, nah, I'll go somewhere new. They got 45 guaranteed over there. You think that man about to take a discount? Let him throw for 5,000 yards this year. We're going to be thankful we didn't trade for Brandon Aiyuk.
Man.
He gonna run it up. You like, yeah, you want to move that money down again? 60.
Speaking of Brandon Aiyuk, Christian McCaffrey in an interview said that that's his former teammate. So it sounds like this is done.
Maybe it's a Baker Mayfield situation.
Nah, man, he's out of there.
Either get on the train or get off.
Listen, just send that man to Pittsburgh. Send that man to Pittsburgh so we can be done with it.
Hey, I remember when Baker Mayfield did that though. If you don't like it, leave it.
Who did he do that to? Was it Duke Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
If you don't love it, leave it.
Man, we really should have known. We should have known earlier.
Duke was pissed about that for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It came out of nowhere. It tweeted a train track crash. He was waiting. He was just in the weeds. Like, yeah, I remember you.
That's my kind of hate. That justified hate. That justified hate.
When Duke went to Houston too. I bet Deshaun has stories about Baker Mayfield. I bet Duke Johnson hate him so much he just be talking about him. Like, you know how when you say somebody so much, they just come up.
Hey, man. Salute Duke Johnson. You was in the right.
Hey, Duke Johnson probably down there. Yeah, that hater. Okay. Hey, you know, this first time this came up for Deshaun, he said, no, pay him. He's the best. Like, he was not about to be on that shit list.
Hey, man, nobody was happier when Baker threw that pick against the Lions. Duke Johnson. Nobody was happy.
When Baker rage quit that press conference. Hey, this shit was the Baker era really gave us a lot of fun moments, man. Like, unforgettable shit. Like, it was the last era of dysfunction for this team. Hopefully,
and like, it was the best era of dysfunction.
Because they were good though.
It was the best era of dysfunction because you got really high highs and then just
oh god, Myles Garrett smacked the shit out of Mason Rudolph with the helmet. Hey, the old Browns went out with the fucking flame, dog. Like,
hey man, I'll never forget it. Never forget it for as long as I live. I appreciate it.
Marlon Humphrey was talking about it. He was like, yo, how did everybody forget that he did that? Everyone's like, no, nobody did. They just don't care. Like,
I don't care.
He swung that shit at Mason Rudolph. And somehow Mason Rudolph rubs a certain percentage of the population the wrong way enough to where people immediately were like, well, nah, I'm on Miles' side.
That's what I knew. We got one. I was like, oh, people taking our side? Oh yeah, we got one.
Look, that's how I do Miles. Look, people in Pittsburgh get mad at that, but that's what I do. Miles was the Browns for life. Like, you went and you smacked a Pittsburgh player with his own helmet. Yeah. Yeah, like y'all still don't laugh at Spencer Landon getting kicked in the fucking throat. Okay? Like, we got
I
this
still
one.
can't believe. I still can't believe Adam Schefter tweeted assault.
Assault.
All them dog whistles that came out. I was like, man, shut up. I hope he hit him again.
It's crazy. Everybody had takes when it happened. Nobody had takes for when the hearing happened. Like, it was a lot of Nobody wanted to say nothing then, huh? Everybody was so bold after it happened. And then, it had Joe Buck on the call too. So like the worst possible person to be calling this is on the call too. Mr. That's disgusting.
I can't believe what we've
That's
seen
an
here.
unspeakable act by Myles Garrett. Woo! Yeah, see, that is, you made him mad.
I ain't care. I was like, that's my franchise DN right there.
Unspeakable. They get like a special type of man too. Like, oh my goodness.
How dare he disrespect this great game of football?
It become about the country too.
He did this in front of America.
Hey, you know the over 50 crowd is pissed when they start bringing up children for no fucking reason. What about the children? What about the fucking children, dog? Hey, you mean my little cousin tried to smack me with his toy truck last week? He liked this shit. Motherfucker be throwing action figures at me. He don't know. Like, what the fuck the kids got to do with this?
Yeah, we teaching the kids real life lessons right now. If you fuck around, sometimes you find out.
And look, I've interacted with these babies. Sometimes I think they need to learn that lesson. Cole, the amount of times I see people on this app talk about somebody's wife like it's no consequences to that blows my mind. My mind.
People do not care about playing around with people's spouses or their kids. And to me, that lets me know that you don't be saying that in real life to nobody.
Because like messing with somebody's kids, okay, that's really bad. But let me tell you something. You mess with the person he made them kids with, and they still like together? Hey, bruh, you liable to have anything happen to you. Okay.
When I say
we was talking about this, anything. And you can tell they don't get it because they're like, all Drake did was mention his name. Oh, mention Whitney's name. I'm like, nah, dog. If me and Cole were having an altercation and we said any of our significant others' names for no reason, it's on site now. It's over with. It's nuke season. You said the word. You said the thing that takes it off. That's over with. It's not about to go down no more. Like, there is no negotiations.
We just got to fight and then figure it out from there.
Yeah. Because you think talk about somebody mama bad. Don't talk about the person they chose to build a life with. like, are you crazy? So, yeah, I think kids learn consequences, dog. Why would you poke that bear? Why would you push Myles Garrett's helmet off? Why would you continue to push him? You thought you was protected, didn't you? Right? You thought you'd be protected. Nah, equal opportunity ass whoopers came out. And Myles grabbed that helmet and said, all right, you want to put... Okay.
He smacked the shit out of Mason
Rudolph. Mason Rudolph immediately tried to call the police.
Yeah, I figured he would do something like that.
I'm like, damn, he had a phone in his pocket? Doing the stand and everything?
Who jumped on Myles immediately? Was it, did they
say it was one of the Pouncey brothers.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, they stand on business.
Well, here's the thing. Look who Marquise Pouncey goes hard for.
True.
Like, I don't think Marquise Pouncey needs a character reference. I think Marquise Pouncey just needs a reason to do something like that because he'd be waiting. Like, that wasn't about his protecting Mason Rudolph. That was about him going, ooh, fight. I could justifiably punch a man in the face. Like,
you need offensive linemen like that, by the way, but that's not here nor there.
Hey. He didn't get that many rough in the pass. Like, he didn't get that many, like, holding calls, too, for somebody who liked to fight as much as him. Usually dudes who like Trent Williams will hold the fuck out of you. But yeah, man. By the way, Trent Williams, he don't need a reason. He just need an opportunity. Also, a lesson that we need to throw out there for the young ones. Hey, dog, be careful, because some people don't need a reason to fight you. They just need an opportunity. Stay away from those opportunities if you're not about it. And look, 95% of us ain't about it. Okay? Like, stay away. This is good life. If you see it about to go down, step away. They just need an opportunity. You don't know if that man crazy. You don't know what that man know.
Listen, I'll tell you something that'll help you for your entire life. Always assume that people are nuts. Always assume that people are crazy, and crazy people can do absolutely anything to you at any point in time.
Oh, and if you are going to fight, don't underestimate. That's the worst thing that can happen to you.
No. Don't.
Hey, if you aren't willing to crash out, don't do it. Like, have your list of things you're willing to fight and potentially lose over, right? Because it's about whatever you got to do. But if it ain't on that list, dog, if it's iffy,
leave it alone.
Let that shit go to appeals. All right, like, nah, I'm not gonna get that one.
Let me tell you something. Something you think might not be a big deal. Could be life or death to somebody else.
Hey, you don't know what somebody be hearing. Okay,
you don't know what people. You don't know what people are going through, man. Leave them alone.
So that's our life lesson. You know, we don't want y'all out here fighting, but be careful. You know what I mean? Be careful. And some of y'all young kids on these internets, y'all be talking crazy, bro.
Real quick. Speaking of not fighting, I hope and pray that nobody watching this ever fights over the Cleveland fucking Browns. Please don't. Please don't get into altercations about the Cleveland Browns. They have not done enough for you to put your life and your body on the line. Please don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Because it's what you gonna do? They're not gonna give you a ring. But in all seriousness, don't fight in a stadium. Top 5 worst place to fight. Like, even if you can fight,
you gonna get banned. People gonna try to jump in. Like, it's not worth it.
Well, and then the level, like, it's so steep in the stadium. And then, honestly, all that ends up happening is, like, somebody ass crack gets out, and it just looks sad. Like, there's never been a good fight with butt crack in it. So, like, just stop.
That's not necessarily true, but...
Nah, I've never seen one. You see middle-aged dude with his ass crack out, and you like, oh, he working.
Nah, I was thinking about men, but yeah, go aheade.
Okay, well, Code's being gross. But,
I'm just like,
Okay, all right, Cole.
You don't be watching the Zeus Network? Just me? Okay.
You know what? I watched the Zeus Network, and I've seen Rio fight. What was his name? Oh boy, with the red braids.
They be having men fight on there too?
You never seen Bad Boys Club?
No, never heard of it.
Orlando Brown was on it.
Well, oh.
Just search. Honestly, you don't have to watch it. I wouldn't recommend watching it. I would watch the fight comps. Like, you remember the dude, where the money reside guy?
Mm-hmm.
He's from New Orleans and he likes to fight. Would have never guessed it. Until I heard he's from New Orleans. Okay.
You've been real consistent with that.
It's true.
He's like, somebody from New Orleans?
Don't do it. Fight. No. They do. I don't know how many people you've met from New Orleans. They like to fight. They always do. They just fight out there. New Orleans is one of the places they just slap boxing past the time. And here's my ultimate piece of evidence for you if you don't believe this. Remember when Leonard Fournette got in a fight?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when it was very obvious that Leonard Fournette has been in a lot of fights?
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck else would somebody like Leonard Fournette be fighting other than Louisiana? Like, who about to do that? That don't happen in New York. Okay? Like,
New Yorkers will probably disagree with you.
Damn, they do. Let me tell you something. Leonard Fournette looked like Leonard Fournette his whole life. Ain't no motherfucker on the subway trying to fight that dude. They would shoot him. They wouldn't fight him. They believe in shooting the fair one in Louisiana. That's my point. Everywhere else got gun crime. They got fight crime and gun crime. Okay, like they fight. All the best fighters I've ever met in my life. New Orleans, Louisiana. All of them. Every single one of them. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't try it. Like, you hear him sound vaguely like Lil Boosie trying to fight you? Hey, get out of there. Like, get out of there, dog.
Hey, it might be Lil Boosie. Leave.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look, don't think that fame changed him. Like Odell Beckham, he'll get you. You wonder why nobody said nothing to Jarvis Landry when he was calling the whole wide receiver room soft? He from Baton Rouge, man. Like, that shit ain't sweet. Like,
hey, the best wide receiver in the league. Where he from?
Both of them. Okay, both of them. Don't want it. And what both of them wide receivers have in common? Well, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase all got in common. Good hands.
Hey,
they never get locked up on the line of scrimmage.
Hey, you just saw Malik Neighbors get into a fight.
Hey, don't do it. Okay.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Kirby Joseph pieced him up though.
Hey. Kirby Joseph sound like that's a defensive tackle or something like that.
He a DB. I think he's like.
Oh. Well, where Kirby Joseph from?
That's a good question.
We end up looking up people's birthplace way too much on this show. Like,
way too much.
Let's see. Where is Kirby Joseph from?
Orlando, Florida.
Okay, well, that's an equal battle. Like, that's Florida. And where he go to school?
Illinois, I believe.
Let me see, because it looks like he got multiple schools on his.
Yeah, he played college football at Illinois.
Hey, look. All I'm saying is, name me a wide receiver from LSU that gets caught on the press a lot. Can't man beat us, all of them. Okay, like zone gets a little iffy. Man beat us. Oh, they got that. But yeah, man, it's been an interesting week of football. Your final take on where Brandon Aiyuk ends up?
Steelers.
Steelers. Mm-hmm. I go New England. I think he wants money. I think New England's going to give it to him. Who the fuck else they pay?
Not Matthew Judon.
And what? Well, the only thing with New England is they got a first-year coach. And no disrespect to the homie, the offensive coordinator out there in New England, but we've had the homeboy for the last couple of years. We've seen what happens when you give him a very expensive wide receiver.
Oh, who? Alex Van Pelt?
Yes. Like, are we sure we want to do that to Brandon Aiyuk?
Hey, look, man. You want to get his money? It is what it is.
Hey. That's the crazy thing about Odell getting traded to the Browns. He didn't get paid. I know he mad.
Odell, man.
Hey, every year people are like, oh, we're gonna bring back Odell. I'm like, he hates Cleveland. I would hate Cleveland if I was him, to be honest. You imagine like nothing went well here. And then y'all was mean to him. I bet he hates it here. Like, man, I think he wanted to love it because he bought a fucking house.
I feel bad for him because it just went like the whole Baker thing wasn't working out, and then right. You know what I'm saying, he got hurt a bunch.
Imagine being Odell Beckham and realizing that the city is choosing Baker Mayfield over you, and you were still Odell Beckham.
Went to the Rams, immediately won a Super Bowl.
Dog, that's got to be a crazy feeling. Like him Y'all want me out for him?
If he finished that, by the way, some people disagree with this, but I absolutely think he gets Super Bowl MVP if he finishes that game.
Oh yeah, he had like 3 touchdowns in that, 2 touchdowns in that game, right?
He 100% is getting Super Bowl MVP if he finished that game.
He was just running all over. Because what, Cooper Kupp almost got it. Or did he get it?
Cooper Kupp did get it, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. No wonder why Cooper started getting the ball. Like,
you know what I'm saying? If he finished that game, man.
did I get my 2 cents on the stadium?
I think you did. Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
You did. It's gonna be cool. I don't know why people fighting it so hard. Why don't you want Cleveland? It's so weird to me that Clevelanders just don't want Cleveland to have nice things. Like, we about to get something nice and you don't want us to have something nice? Because it's not downtown?
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're gonna build a dome, man, you don't want to build it next to all that fucking water. Like, why? It's gonna corrode. Well, it's not salt water, but it's still gonna be moist. It's gonna get rusted. It's probably not a good idea. And then the weather sucks over there.
Well, it's like I feel like it's good to develop an area of the city that's been underdeveloped for so long.
Mm-hmm. Except for if you live there.
Yeah, but but if you already live there, as they start making all of these changes, your property value about to go up. So you know what I'm saying?
If they let you keep it.
That's true. Hopefully they give you a fair price.
They won't. That's just part of accepting that this dome's going to be there. Like, there's going to be some shitty stories that come out. Like,
yeah,
it's going to be some displaced folk. Going to be interested how the media covers that, because it's not usually who gets displaced in these situations. We'll see. Like, because I remember when they built that thing in Inglewood. I was in LA. It was hot. It was hot. Couldn't ask nobody from Inglewood about that state. I was pissed. It's pissed. They sounded like Lawrence Fishburne in Boys in the Hood every time you talk to him, but angrier. Angrier than a brother named Furious. Okay? Like,
oh man.
Yeah. Oh, man. I remember that one. I was like, ooh, he's mad. Like, he is clearly affected by this situation and furious about it. So yeah, it's just a tough reality that's going to happen there. Some people's property value is going to go up, but not everybody's. Is there anything else? Did I sufficiently depress the crowd enough today with that last anecdote?
They'll be all right. They're going to be okay.
Hey, let's see. Oh, are we going to read super chats? Yeah, I guess we should do that.
Of course. Hold on. We did it.
Let me get my iPad. Let me get my iPad. I got to see COVID, dog. Super chats.
Hey, can I talk about something before we do super chats?
Go ahead. While I'm doing them.
Because apparently Deshaun Watson threw another interception in camp today.
Okay.
And I just want to say, y'all know that if the offense was just dominating the defense in practice all day, that's not a good thing.
Bro, it ain't even people who follow the Browns to get mad about that. It's just people who are on Twitter. They see Deshaun Watson threw an interception and they're like, "Oh, look how bad that trade was, guys." Like, it's not even Browns fans doing this shit. It will be a Browns fans who will hear some random idiot saying that and then jump on it. Like, we all know those accounts, but it just be people just yapping, just saying shit. They just like, "Oh, he threw an interception." And then somebody gets in there like, "What about these clips?" And then nobody says anything else, bro. Like, if you're reacting super harshly to a training camp clip, I need you to douse yourself with water. You're thirsty.
It's training camp, bro.
Hey, dog.
He's supposed to figure out what he can do, what he can't do, all this stuff. Like it's training camp.
Save that shit for dinner, dog. Like, come on. Come on. You ain't even ate yet. Like,
Like if he starts throwing interceptions in games, then yeah, that's fair game, 100%. But training camp,
and also, like, if he does start throwing interceptions in games, how do these interceptions happen? Unless he throws like a bunch of them.
like it's like what if there's a miscommunication? Somebody ran the wrong route. Happened a lot last year.
Hey,
Like,
it was funny to have everybody's reflexes come back when Joe Flacco came in there. We all remembered that an interception can happen. That's not the quarterback's fault. When Joe Flacco he ran the wrong route. But boy, when it was Deshaun, that ball could ping pong, up, down, roll around. Like he should have threw it harder. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, it'd be funny when people do.
it's clearly his fault.
Like, it'd be funny. I'm sorry, it makes me laugh.
Dog, we had this whole fucking argument about that pick six in Pittsburgh, right? The stick interception. Mm-hmm. Everybody was fucking arguing about this. I looked at the film like the ball got deflected. That's what fucking happened. The ball got fucking deflected. That is what happened. Nobody gave a fuck. Everybody arguing whether Deshaun made a bad read or whether it was the tight end's fault. Don't nobody care, dog. It was a deflection. Strap up and play again, dog. Like, that's it. But people just be going crazy, dog. Going crazy. And then they tried to tell me these Joe Flacco interceptions were all his fault. And I was like, some of them weren't. Like,
yeah, there was one I know Cedric ran the wrong route for sure.
Cedric, oh yeah, there were like 2 in that game that I don't think was really his fault. There were 2 in that game that was.
Like, yeah, because I think the second one was they didn't have the kicker. Like they didn't have a kicker, and he had to throw the ball. He had like throw the ball on like 4th down.
Yeah, that was a Houston game.
Yeah, I was like, that's not him. That's not his fault.
Also, there are times where you just throw an interception, but you're fine with what happened because it's just like, well, I mean, he made the right decision. The shit just didn't come out clean. Like, it happens. Like, I don't know. I don't react that harshly to interceptions. And the longer I do this, because I'm just like, there's so many fucking reasons an interception can happen that doesn't point to like a bad process being in place. It's like, all right, well, you overthrew it. Like, if you consistently overthrow, now that's a problem. Baker Mayfield, right? Overthrew. If you consistently throw into a look that you really shouldn't when you see cover 2, I mean, now that's an issue. It's a big issue, right? But sometimes those interceptions can look like they're not Baker Mayfield's fault or Deshaun Watson's fault. Sometimes they are. I say this to say that random Browns Twitter account with like a helmet with 45 numbers at the end of their count ain't gonna give you no fucking good insight on whether that interception had anything to do with the quarterback who threw it. That man just wanted to be mad at somebody. If he chose he wanted to be mad at the quarterback or mad at somebody else. Also, we just don't got to argue with all these people, man.
We really just don't.
We don't. Dog. Like, so many interactions you have on Twitter where you would just be like, look at somebody and be like, dog, go get the fuck out of here, dog. Like, how many times have you been in a Twitter argument with somebody that in real life you would have just been like, man, you don't go on somewhere, and it just walked away? Or, all right, no, you weird. Like, just walk away. But since it's the internet, you can't walk away, so you're forced to interact with this dude or lady. And it's just like, I would never interact with you in real life. I do that on Twitter all the time. Like, sometimes I'll see somebody tweet something like, hey, dog, do I want them to know I exist? Nope. I just preemptively block. I don't even need to interact. Like, don't need this person aware of my existence. I'm good. I'm good on that. Just got to pick your piece. Like, that'd be funny if like somebody tried to employ me, found out they was blocked on Twitter. I had to answer. I'm like, hey, bro, I thought you was weird. like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, you said some weird shit. Like, all right, let's get to these super chats. Mike Wack says, Q, 1 through 10, how worried am I about the Darius injury? 0. They said it was a bruise. Ray Rag says, are you going to read the super chats? No. Not reading super chats. Mike says, I'm not anti-Dome. I'm just anti-Brook Park because of the added commute time from the east side and downtown businesses would suffer losing the team. I don't know how true that is. Because if you're going to patronize the bars that are downtown during the Browns game, there's a good chance you're not going to the Browns game. Now, the business from the stadium district could take up some of the business from the downtown area, but it's downtown. There's still the Cavs. There's still the Guardians. Those teams play significantly more home games and just games in general. People still gonna want to be downtown. And it also begs the question, hey, if the Browns aren't there to draw them downtown, you can't just go, hey, wave my hands, give up. Nobody's ever gonna want to come downtown again. Build something else that people want to fucking go to.
How about you just develop the area a little bit more?
Yeah.
Kind of forces them to do that, which is a good thing for the city.
Put a barcade there, get some adult bowling or some shit like that. Like, you know, like, we tired of going to Dave & Buster's. like, you know, put something there. Put a new sushi joint there. Put some shit there that people want to go to. And then people will go. I think that's the issue. Like, it's a lack of imagination when people get locked into this downtown argument. And these downtown businesses aren't suffering as much as, like, well, I don't know what they make it out to be, but they're not suffering. Like, they have business. There's going to be business. There are business downtown. Like, Barrio ain't going out of business because the Browns moved to Brook Park.
I promise it's not. I promise it's not.
Like, you know, it's not exactly mom and pop shops filling up the storefronts in downtown Cleveland. These are, if they are individual restaurants, they are very large scale individual restaurants. Like, you're not about to, what's that one sushi place all the like football players like going to?
Sushi place, I'm not sure.
This is one place, but it's like, it's all kind of fancy stuff that you do downtown. We only got one downtown Cleveland. It's going to be used. You might have to adjust. You can't just lean on the Browns being here every Sunday. But if that's what your business was relying on, probably wasn't that good of a strategy, right? Like, just is what it is. So I'd say, I don't think the Dome really takes away from that. You know what they need to build? A big ass movie theater.
That would be dope.
Yeah. Like a super IMAX. It's a big ass movie theater. Just put that shit down there. Watch the new Avengers movie or something like those, the Deadpool, whatever it is.
Hey, Deadpool was fun, by the way. I don't know if you saw it yet.
I seen it.
Fun.
It was pretty good.
It was really
pretty fun. It's fun. Deshaun is not playing in the first game. Will he play in the preseason game? Should he also? Professor Chaos. Naughty.
What do you say at the end?
He made a reference to one of Deshaun Watson's many allegations.
Oh.
He said a place of their business is near the stadium. They want to get rid of that one. just go ahead and get rid of it. Pay him out. Pay him out, Jimmy. Like, just don't even give him the opportunity. I would hope that he is not doing that anymore, by the way. I would not just hope, I would pray that he's not doing that anymore, because I don't want any more abuse victims being created out of this man's life. But what did he say? Brook Park? I don't know. Oh, Deshaun not playing the first. I don't care. Deshaun, like, Deshaun should play like one of them, but he was never going to play in his first one. The only time he played in the first preseason game was when he knew he wasn't going to play in the regular season.
Where are we even playing in the preseason? I know we're playing it's the Packers,
Vikings, Seattle Seahawks.
So he's probably going to play what, Seahawks game?
They play that game at 10 p.m. So maybe. I think it's likely that we just kind of see a mishmash of starters. Like, you'll see 3 or 4 starters play on the defense, 3 or 4 starters play on the offense. And then versus Minnesota, you might get a little bit of Deshaun Watson, but not necessarily the number 1 wide receivers. And then week 3, you're probably not going to get anybody because they're playing that game at 10 o'clock Eastern. But I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Like they might just be okay with playing them at 10 o'clock Eastern, but like, dog, 10 p.m.
That's late. That's
It's
late.
really late.
That's late.
And it's a road game, and it's in Seattle. I wouldn't. Let's see. I've got to bring up the other super chats on the computer. Sorry about this. It's an awkward look.
It's preseason for us too.
That ain't even true. He just came off basketball season. Like, here, earn. It's a new setup. Supers. Okay, they told me I need a mod. They should send Bronny James on the 3-on-3 basketball team. Would he start?
We're trying to get Bronny to play for the Browns. I don't know what they're talking about.
We're trying to get Bronny to play for the MLS. Bring some life. I wonder if somebody's trying to get him to do that. Like you could be the Caitlin Clark of soccer. Like,
the Caitlin Clark of soccer.
Hey, tell me he wouldn't be selling them bitches out. Like
he would.
Like,
he definitely would.
They're back again. You might want to. Okay, so yeah, we got rid of him. Chat ban. Amari Cooper was 31% of the passing last season. All QBs combined. I think we talked about that one. Also, it's a unique situation with Amari Cooper taking that much of the offense because literally the plan for like when 2 or 3 quarterbacks were in there was just throw that shit to Amari and pray. Like, I doubt if Deshaun is in there, it becomes that lopsided towards Amari Cooper again. So I don't know if that's a fair comp, to be honest. Ray Ryan says the Browns and Patriots over here offering the 49ers are okay with, and the Steelers are out here trying to give them an open bag of chip, chew gum, and a flat 2-liter of Diet Mountain Dew Lightning. Yeah, it was trying to.
Basically, that's what's going on.
I have a prediction. The trade announcement's going to be at 9 p.m. Pacific time, so midnight. I'm going to fucking bed. Like,
I'm going to be real with you. If you're not getting traded to the Browns, and I'm pretty positive he's not getting traded to the Browns, I'm not going to care.
Man, I know Filipponi is a clown, but if he's right, saying that the Steelers are willing to offer Dan Moore Jr., and here's the thing, dog. You said it right there when you started the sentence. I know Andrew Filipponi is a clown, but if he's right, what are we considering him being right for? You just said he was a clown.
Listen. What's the saying? How's the saying go? A stop clock is right twice a day. So shout out Pony if you're right. You know what I'm saying? You're right. But we'll see.
Okay, a stop clock is right twice a day. I think that's important to remember. Andrew Filipponi's not stopped. He's not static. He's just wrong. You know what's wrong all day? A wrong clock. Okay? Like, that's the problem with that saying. Yeah, if it does nothing, it will be right twice a day. But he is clearly functioning just wrong. So he's a wrong clock. If you got the clock set an hour and 45 minutes ahead of what it is, it ain't never going to be right. It's always going to be wrong.
Yeah, he might be right about this one, though.
Even if he's right, that motherfucker is lying. Okay? He's just making a guess and trying to make it sound like he had something. This man has been proven to not have information. This is like, what are we doing? What are we doing? This man's reputation is not to where I have to. It's like when, remember the argument that we had during the beef where it was like, why are you taking Kendrick's claims more seriously than Drake's? It's because Kendrick said it, yes. Like, and Drake's saying the other claims, and we know he be lying. Like, am I supposed to treat those equally? Like, I'd be an idiot if I'm like, no, I'm going to treat these the same because I'm unbiased. No, this man is an idiot. Like, this man has proven that he will lie. Why would I take him at face value? He has proven to me he's a liar. In what world do you do that? Oh, yeah, you know what they call that? A fool. Okay, don't be a fool. That man done lied to your face 1,200 times. You think this the time he telling the truth?
Yeah, man.
You think this the time he got some useful information? He ain't got shit.
I don't think he got no useful information, but he might have been right about this one.
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Like, again, even if he's right, he wasn't right. He just jumped onto some shit. Like, again, we're out here acting like the Brandon Aiyuk to Pittsburgh thing hasn't existed for like the whole offseason.
Literally since the draft.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard take to glom yourself onto. It like he just got lucky.
You know, salute. Good for you.
Hey. Offer him Dan Moore. That's how I know he's not serious. He said Dan Moore. Why the fuck would the 49ers want Dan Moore? Where they gonna play Dan Moore?
He can't help them at all.
Were they gonna bench Trent Williams and put in fucking Dan Moore?
Man, you gotta give me Pat Freiermuth, Keanu Benton, something.
At this point, Andrew Filipponi has the type of reputation within NFL circles where you lie to him on purpose just to see what kind of dumb shit he gonna go on air with. Like, you know, when you lie to like your little cousin about something, be like, yeah.
You know what's funny? I know it's bad because Steelers fans don't even like him.
Yeah, because he be lying. Dog, if he be lying and we know it, you know how much he be lying to them?
I'm just blessed that we got, good local radio. Shout out Ken Carmen. Hold on. Shout out Ken Carmen.
Okay. Ken Carmen. But I'm going to say we got our own fake league guy here too. Okay.
Listen. We acknowledge Ken.
Yeah. Shout out to Ken.
We love Ken.
I guess Anthony Lime was cool too.
Yeah, shout out Ken and Lime.
Really Ken. I like Ken. Shout out Gerard Cherry. Emmett Golden.
Yep, shout out for sure.
Eastside, kids go to Heights. I ain't mad at it. Who else we shouting out? Are we shouting out Andre Knott?
Yeah, we shout out Andre Knott.
All right, shout out Andre Knott. You know what I mean?
We shout out G Bush.
Oh yeah, that's the homie. Yeah, shout out G Bush. Is there anybody else? Oh, Earl. Shout out Earl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Shout out Mac. Because Mac worked for 92.3.
That was a different direction though I was going. But yeah, shout out Mac.
Shout out Mac.
Yeah, shout out Mac.
Where was you going with it?
I was about to shout out Tyvis Powell.
Oh, shout out Tyvis.
Yeah, Tyvis Powell. Let me shout out.
Shout out things. Anybody else? Forget somebody?
Chat, are we missing anybody?
Missed anybody?
If Steelers Twitter on Ravens Twitter level with the wide receivers, if they think their team is getting, they are tangibly thirsty for Brandon Aiyuk on Steelers Twitter, dog.
I don't blame him.
I feel bad because I'm like, y'all still gonna be the same team. Like, you're not getting out the first round.
I want to know what that dynamic between Aiyuk and Pickens is going to be like, because that's always the thing you got to think about.
Are we worried about the dynamic between Aiyuk and Pickens? Or are we worried about the dynamic between Aiyuk, Pickens, and Russell Wilson?
Listen, that too.
Mm-hmm. And your only hope is Justin Fields, who we only talk about running the football. Right?
Man.
Hey, would be hilarious if they paid $35 million for Brandon Aiyuk and they ended up running a triple option with Justin Fields. Like,
I'm just interested to see what that offense looks like. I really am.
We know what it's gonna look like, man. They had two good wide receivers last year. It was mad disappointing. It's gonna be slightly better, but still disappointing. That's what's gonna be. They still running them plays. What did the dude in Atlanta do with his wide receivers? He had a couple good ones. That's what I'm saying. The Steelers fans are getting all hyped up. And you know what? I'm going to let them hype themselves up. I might gas them up. You know how sometimes you do with somebody dancing in the club? You like, yeah, turn up. That's how I'm going to do Steelers fans. I'm going to be in that bitch. Hey, Aiyuk. Super Bowl, right? What we do, I'm going to hype them up, gas them up. I want that fall to be as steep as possible. Like when I want that climb back to 500 to be depressing, dog. Like I want them to, because it ain't depressing if you don't think you could be 500 and then you end up 500. That's actually happy. No, I want them to think that they could be greater than 500, that they could be contenders, and then slowly but surely realize week by week we might be 500.
I mean, I always feel like they always just gonna be like 9-8, 10-7.
Yeah, but I want them to believe they won't. Like that's my thing. Y'all already believe y'all gonna win 9 games, but I want y'all to believe y'all gonna be better. I want y'all to think y'all gonna win the division. Just so it crushes you. Crushes you when they don't do it. Yeah. I want y'all to suffer. Okay.
Ooh, real hate.
Yeah.
Real hate.
Yeah. Maybe watch Antonio Brown or Joe Hayden. You know what it's like to watch your best soldier get eat up? Okay, like, yo, that's our best guy. Like,
Prime AB, man.
Can't do nothing.
Prime AB.
Every week. Every time.
Nothing you can do about it.
All them damn graphics. Oh yeah, if you fall and we here for it, we gonna watch. Bro, you thought that shit was free? You thought that shit was free? No. I'm gonna get my money back. Oh yeah.
No sir.
Oh yeah.
No, sir.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. Y'all might have to start the jersey. Y'all done bench like 3 quarterbacks in 3 years. So I wouldn't know what that's like. Like, y'all might bench too. I'm gonna be the first, get a Big Ben jersey, be like, oh yeah. I mean, I'm gonna make a fake Steelers account, put a Big Ben jersey like they do the Browns, and make it seem like it's their own fan base doing this miserable shit to each other. I'm gonna do the CIA on them, dog. Like I'm ready to get my global interventionism on Steelers misery when the time comes, Colb. Like,
oh man.
I'm doing counterintelligence. Like,
I just need the Browns to be good. That's all I need, man.
Oh, it ain't enough for me for the Browns to be good. It ain't enough for me for the Browns to be good. I need y'all to be miserable. Like, and maybe that's how I fall. Right? I couldn't let go of that hatred.
Man.
It's like I couldn't just let y'all live.
It's like that meme. You know how they do those what do they call it? Those high school in the yearbooks where they have your photo and they have what's the quote what do they call it?
Oh, the yearbook quotes?
Yeah.
Superlatives.
Superlatives. And the dude was like, it's not enough that I succeed. Others should fail.
And look, I don't live my life like this. This is not how I view anything in my life. Let me be very clear on this. I don't root for anybody's failure. But when it comes to this, nah, I want y'all to suffer. Like, I want that. I want y'all to draft Will Howard 10th overall. Like, I want y'all to just do some shit that y'all ain't going. I want that. Y'all deserve it. Steeler fans, y'all deserve it. I want y'all to be talking about it's so tough to be a Steeler fan and actually be true. Oh, Cole, can you imagine the day that we're like, man, I wish the Steelers were good. It's fun when they're competitive.
One day.
Hey, shout out to my dad, because I remember I was doing that to Michigan and he was like, no. Fuck them.
He was right.
They could become Kent State for all I care. I'm not going to let them be good on my watch.
He saw the vision. He knew what was coming.
Because I used to be like, man, it's funny when Michigan is more of a rival to Ohio State. You know, I'm looking at this from an outsider perspective. He is looking at this like, why would you want me to have a competitor? Like,
3 straight losses. Ryan Day, it's your last shot.
He ain't been wearing that Buckeye stuff as much. He ain't been as proud. It's been sad.
Ain't nothing to be proud of. Ain't nothing to be proud of.
Mm-hmm. And college football is the worst to feel that way about your team because, like, you know you're going to win 10 games when you Ohio State. That don't mean shit to you. So you just waiting 10 weeks to see if you about it. Just to find out you not. You wasted 10 weeks of your life. Ugh. But yeah, that's what I want for Pittsburgh. I want them to slowly realize week by week, we might not be it. Like, oh, what happened last year? If it wasn't for them last 3 weeks, it would have been perfect. It would have been perfect, Cole. I ain't never going to get what I want. You know? I ain't never going to get what I want. I've reserved myself to that. But if I do, hey, dog, Nebraska win 5 games that season. If they win 4, I'm talking shit. Okay? But the Browns only won 5 games. Shut up, loser. It says the team with 4 wins.
Man. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, finishing with more wins than them last year. It felt good.
Oh, 4 wins, more quarterbacks. Crazy. Okay.
It felt good. I ain't gonna lie.
It makes anything they say to us just bounce off. Like, I haven't been bothered by a Steeler fan insult all summer. Because what they gonna say to me? We outplayed you with Joe Flacco. We beat you with DTR. And DTR can't throw.
Hey, we beat the 49ers with PJ Walker. Did y'all win? Y'all win that game?
Hey.
Only team in the division who didn't beat the 49ers, actually.
Sad. Disgraceful. Maybe y'all beat the 49ers. We'd have something to talk about. You think Brandon Aiyuk going to save you? We got Nick Chubb. Okay. Like, try to compare my quarterback problems to yours. We are not the same. We are not the same, Pittsburgh. But it's okay. I see y'all becoming us. Remember when I told him that Kenny Pickett was just as good as, like, what was it, Cody Kessler? Mm-hmm. And that was a crazy take at the time. Cole, does it sound crazy?
No. Isn't he the 3rd string quarterback in Philly right now?
Yeah.
That sounds like some Cody Kessler shit to me.
Hey, don't disrespect Cody Kessler. He was 2nd string in Cleveland. Okay. Yeah. Backup. You know, good backup. Nah, I wouldn't go that far, but backup. And you ever look at Cody Kessler's numbers and then compare them to Kenny Pickett's? Like,
hey, remember when they were trying to compare Kenny to Baker?
They made a lot of comps.
Hey, putting them numbers side by side, I was like, oh.
Yeah, they were like, well, he's better than Baker Mayfield. I'm like, absolutely not. Like, not we don't think Baker Mayfield is great, but Baker Mayfield was capable of good. Like, I find it disrespectful to bring Baker Mayfield up in this conversation. Like, we know he's going to start wherever he plays.
Like Kenny will never have a season as good as rookie Baker, 2020 Baker, or Baker last year. Never.
He won't have a season as good as 2021 Baker, and he was fucking ass in 2021. Like, what are we even comparing?
What are you talking about?
Hey, man, but they was really getting hype on it. That's why I don't take anything they say in camp seriously. They put some crack in that shit in Latrobe. They be coming out there, oh, we got the best wide receivers, we got the best tight end, we got missing out. Like, every year, y'all come out of Latrobe hype, and then the season starts and you realize that you have multiple flaws on your roster. Like, who fucking play? But they got Pat Queen. They brought Pat Queen in to play linebacker. They got no corners. I bet Brandon Aiyuk gonna look great. Okay, in practice. Who guarded him? With Joey Porter Jr.? Oh, easy for a vet. quick on the slant. But yeah, man, it's been an interesting week of news. Got Brook Park. Think about that. The Browns got a stadium, and that was second billing.
That really should have been second billing.
Professor Chaos says Quincy is Wesley Snipes from New Jack City. Was he a hater though? Or was he just a bad guy?
That's Nino.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like he was just a bad dude. I don't think you're a bad dude.
And I just watched this movie recently. That's why it's on my mind. Tyrese was the biggest hater, baby boy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Actually.
Oh,
100%.
he was hating so hard, dog. Embiid Graves was having none of it. When he slapped the shit out of him after calling him a chocolate bitch and kissing his head, and then asked this motherfucker if he wants something from the store. You gotta move out.
You got to leave, son. You got to leave.
It's over with. He choked you and you called out for your mama immediately. Like, it's over. It's over.
Man.
By the way, do you got an uncle like Ving Rhames? Or you know somebody growing up who had a male figure in their life like Ving Rhames? I remember mine. He was one of my teammates' baseball dads. Used to stand there in the stands at third base. He was this dude, Iron's dad. He would stand there, third base, cut off, tall dude, 6'3". He'd be like, "You better go through their fucking chest." We playing baseball. Like, we playing baseball.
Hey, he went through that fucking chest though, didn't he?
Hey. No, his kid it was one of the reverse situations. You know, with the dad hard, but the kid not?
Oh, it was one of them?
Yeah. Where he was really struggling to live up to his dad's ideals of masculinity.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think he ended up gangbanging. But
all right. How many more super chats we got?
We done. We ended on that. Like,
oh, hold on. We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this bet since it got cut off last time.
Oh, well, we don't need to.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
that's it for QnCOLB. Y'all have a great day.
No.
There's no video evidence.
Listen, we finally got Q to watch anime, though I will admit it has come at my detriment. But I'm doing it for y'all. You understand what I'm saying? I'm doing it for y'all. So Q,
now, should I have you stream while you listen to the big day?
We gotta go live, and I gotta listen to it.
You gotta go live.
I ain't trying to do that. I'm not. You can.
We need evidence.
I will.
I need to know you didn't skip any tracks.
I'm telling you, I will hold up my end of the bargain. You ain't got to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
What we need to document
I
is
need
you
a
watching
3-page
anime.
All right. So you asked Twitter, and because I know how y'all are, it was a bunch of people who did not even know me or even read the rules recommended anime. Because if you just say I need anime recs, oh, motherfuckers come out the wood. Motherfuckers who don't even follow you or me out here like, yeah, well, you need to watch this, that. I had to block a couple of them. Like,
why are you blocking the people?
I block people all the time.
Giving suggestions. All they doing is giving anime suggestions. Stop.
If you give a suggestion that I find abhorrent, and honestly, a disrespectful suggestion to my character, nah, dog. I'm blocking you.
What suggestion was disrespectful to your character? Like,
man, somebody was talking about some bunny manga or some shit like that, or whatever it was. I had to get rid of them.
I think it was like a bunny girl one or something like that.
Yeah, man, get the fuck out of my face.
I was like, we're not there yet.
We're not there ever. Like, yet.
Let's ease them into this thing.
No, what? I was like, what in the world? You know that Tommy Davis said, who are these? Like,
who are these?
Where are they at? Why are they just free? Like,
we need to stay away from these.
Like, I was just like, oh my God. What are y'all? Because it was like Dragon Ball Z, what My Hero Academia came up. Apparently, I found out that shit got 22 episodes in the first season, so you're not gonna sneak that one on me. What Death Note, all the normal ones I've heard through RDC videos, and then I saw some weird suggestions. Saw some characters get thrown in there. I don't recall because I just went nope, block. Like, nah.
We try to figure out what you gotta watch, and you over here like, nah.
If you ever said that to me in real life, I would not want you to influence my life. Block. Like, block. Absolutely not.
Man, you have to unblock these people after you watch these.
I got too many people blocked. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, what if I block somebody by accident, dog? Like, it's gonna be so hard. Like, I block every ad I see on Twitter. Like, every time I see an ad, I'm like, block.
That's fair.
Like, that's fair. They try to make it harder to do it on the app. You got to click through and do it now. But I'll block. I'll do the work. Fuck it. I'm a hard-working American. Like,
man.
Oh yeah. So if you said something weird, you got blocked. I don't regret it, and I'm not going to hear your appeal. But they did send recommendations.
So, of all the ones, I know that you said for the first part of the bet, for one of them, you want 3 choices and you get to pick one. But for the second one, I'm picking it.
No, you said you wanted to pick one, and then, I guess we could do that. Yeah, we could do it.
Yeah, so the first one, you get 3 options. You pick the one you want the best. You pick the one you want to watch the most. You watch that one. And the second one you have to watch is the one I'm picking for you.
All right.
So I've narrowed it down to 3 that I think fit the rules.
All right.
Because you said it has to be between 12 and 15 episodes for the season.
I ain't doing no 20 episodes.
Okay, not doing 20. So somewhere between 12 and 15.
Mm-mm.
So I'm thinking.
I ain't sitting through no filler.
There's a guide for that, but we're not going to get into that. So, okay.
Man, I'm not about to infect my computer. Going to such places where I have to go to find out guides for such things.
It's you literally just Google filler guide and you click on it and it's right there.
I don't know any of the lingo with this community. I'm gonna end up clicking on something. I'm like, oh God, what did they put on here? You know, your grandparents going to community. Oh God.
No lie. That can't happen.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to be in the online anime community at all. I have no interest in being in the online anime community. I know how bad online communities are in general because I'm in the Browns online community and I watch wrestling and I like football and I like basketball. I know how bad we could be. I know if you love it, you shouldn't be online with it. So, I'm going to give anime a fair shake and stay away from y'all online. Like, that's just how it has to be. No disrespect, but a little bit disrespect. It's not a good. It's not a good assumption.
There was some disrespect in there. There was definitely some disrespect in there.
Look, man, y'all got people like Noah Lyles representing y'all squad. Like, I can't.
Listen, man, we don't have any control over who's in. And who's
you can say Miles Garrett.
He is. He's in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can say Miles Garrett. Right. I don't know. I feel like Miles Garrett might defend Noah Lyles, and that just changes how I feel about him. Like, maybe he is overrated. Maybe TJ is better.
Wow. Just because the man likes anime, that is insane.
Not just because the man likes anime. It's not just it. It's because he likes anime and does something I don't like. See, that's the key to it.
See, I can't even recommend Demon Slayer because the first season is 26 episodes. So that's how.
Ooh, what the fuck are y'all doing? Who's watching 26 episodes?
It's actually crazy because the other seasons are only like 13, but the first season is like 26.
Can I watch a recap on the first season? And just watch season 2?
Actually, let me actually check that.
Because
Make
I'll
sure I'm
be
not
honest,
lying.
I'd be down to just watch the good season. I don't want to watch it because I know like it's like some shows like Breaking Bad. The first season is ass. You got to power through it. Give me that shit. Let me feel myself in.
Is Jujutsu? Is that first one? Nah, the first one's 24 episodes, so that's not gonna work either. Dang. We 0
Guess
for
we can't
2.
do it. Guess we
We
can't
0
do
for
it.
2. Oh no, we still got more. We still got more. You'll be all right.
I want some black anime.
Well, I got some bad news.
We not making those. Like,
uh, ain't
all
so
of us
many.
watching it. We just not making it. Okay.
Listen, we be excited when we see a black character.
Mm. But we don't want to draw. Like,
Listen, man, we got some.
the culture.
Okay, listen, Kaiju number 8.
What is
That's in
that?
there.
So is that a big monster show?
He's not a big monster. There's monsters in it, but he's not a big monster.
Is he the misfit monster that has to find his own way in this kaiju world?
No, you just gotta throw. Hey, look, if you want to know what happens, you gotta watch it. What else we got that's between 12 and 15 that's actually done? Let me see. No, no. Oh,
Is
somebody said
Invincible an anime?
no. Solo leveling.
Mm. What the fuck is that?
Listen, man, you gotta make the choice. You
That's
gotta make the
that sounds
choice.
like something that people made up on TikTok. Yeah, I've been solo leveling for 3 days, and it's really changed my life.
We can't even do free reign either. That was so good.
Yeah.
Let me see. What else? What other one has?
How many
Trying
episodes
to
in the first season of the Boondocks?
JP wanted me to recommend Mashal.
What is that?
Magic and it's like an
Magic and what?
anime magic and muscles.
JP, I thought we was cool. Thought we
It's
was
actually
friends,
like
JP.
oh wait. Ooh, I might have got a good one. Hold on.
Thought we was mutuals.
Nope, 24. Damn, Q. Making this more difficult than it need to be.
If you want me to just watch one season, I do My Hero Academia one season, knock the whole thing out. That's my
Nah,
offer.
cause you know that one.
I don't know that one. I haven't watched a single episode of it. Y'all just talk about it all the time. It's supposed to be the greatest anime, right?
It's not.
It's supposed to be up there.
It's up there for some people. It's definitely up there for some people. Nah, if I was fucked up, I'd make you watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I'm not.
We're not doing that. Absolutely veto. I started this whole thing with the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure veto. We're not doing that. Like,
If I was fucked up, I'd be like, "That's what you need to watch for real."
mm-hmm.
Is Bungo? Is that? Oh, I guess you could do Bungo Stray Dogs. That's the third
And
one.
if you could give me different genres, you know what I mean? I don't want to be watching two animes and they in the same genre.
So you want three?
No.
So you want three different genres?
Fuck it, give me a mystery genre, because it's two anime seasons and a movie.
If you want a mystery genre, I guess you could do Erased.
You got
Because
black
it's
people in it.
no, hey, I'm just gonna establish this now. Ain't gonna be too many black people in these shows, but you just gotta
Ain't,
accept
ain't
that.
just one. They ain't got one. Like one guest star.
No,
They ain't even let like
no.
Anthony Mackie on it.
Ooh, Anthony, what?
He usually pop up. By
Who's
Don
popping up in
Cheadle.
this?
No Don
If you
Cheadle.
want to, well, if you want to anime with a
Does
black
Kevin
character,
Hart have any animes?
no.
I like his
Classroom,
movies.
Classroom of the Elite.
What's that about?
Classroom of the Elite.
What genre is that?
It's let me see how they describe it. Mm, it's not your normal anime. It's really not. Nobody has like superpowers or nothing crazy like that.
Classroom with the Elite. That's the one you're choosing for me?
I'm just giving you options. You said you wanted options. You said you wanted genres. So you want
I'll
Kaiju
take
number 8.
Classroom. I'll take
You'll say
that as your
Classroom of the
selection
Elite?
for me. I'll take that as your selection for me, yes.
Okay. Classroom of the Elite. That's one you got to watch.
Okay.
First season.
And now I got to watch a second season.
If you're watching Classroom of the Elite,
Then I need to watch a more traditional, quintessential anime to get the full.
But you said you got to keep it under. You got to keep it under 15 episodes.
And look, I could just watch 12 episodes of a season that's longer and decide I want to go further if I want to. But I think giving it 12 episodes is a fair shot.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that makes it easy.
That's fair, right? I'm just giving it a fair shot. And if you want, you can select the episodes that I choose because I am absolutely not going on Reddit to find those lists.
No, you know what? If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna do that, if you're honestly gonna do that, either Jujutsu Kaisen or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I'll do that because I've heard of that.
Jujutsu or Full Metal?
Full Metal.
Okay. Full Metal
I've
Alchemist
never
Brotherhood.
heard of Jujutsu, whatever you said. It's Brotherhood.
Yeah,
you not just Alchemist.
Okay, yeah, you gotta watch Brotherhood.
What's the movie?
Oh, okay. You can watch the Jujutsu Kaisen movie.
Man,
yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen 0. There you go.
Spell that.
JUJUTSU KAIS.
This is all one word?
No, it's a space.
Okay.
KA.
Yeah.
IS.
Uh-huh.
EN.
EM.
EN. 0. Mm-hmm.
This is 0. Mm-hmm. Q, if you find a black character, it's probably a really bad stereotype. So you're saying I don't even want to run into black characters?
It depends. And
y'all love this genre, huh?
It's gotten better over time.
Interesting. Okay. I've never watched the genre of anything where I'm like, dog, I'm scared. They got a black person in it. They might act the fool.
No, they don't act the fool. It's just, you know.
It'll be very disappointing. Like, I'll watch scary movies because I know that be happening to us. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't watch scary movies either.
Mm-mm. You know, we'll live in a comedy. All right. So, and you have to, just so we're sure that we've agreed on this.
Yes, we've agreed on this.
Okay. And then you have, 3 Chance albums? Or, no, 2 Chance albums and
5
the Chance features. Yeah, 5 Chance features. Feel like I should up that. Feel like I should change that to the Chance Christmas album.
No, don't do that to me. Don't do that.
Hey, chat, y'all want him to watch this? Y'all want him to listen to the Chance? Let's leave it up to chat. Let's leave it to the people.
If I gotta listen to that Christmas album, that's one of the albums I'm listening to.
Oh no, that's a mixtape, bro. It's not an album.
No, if I gotta listen to that Christmas album, that's one of the albums I'm listening to.
All right, that's it. Every 3 months, QnCOLB is contractually obligated to force anime onto the show. That is the themes of his contract. We have now gotten our contractually we will revisit this in a year.
It'll be part of my contract every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he always forces anime in here. But for real, it's been a joy having y'all. It's our first time, well, our second time back, but our first time back that you can see. I fought through COVID. QnCOLB fought through power outages. And I think we gave y'all a show.
Definitely a show.
It was definitely one of the shows that we do. So, for everybody, y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Hopefully this shit cuts off live when it's supposed to cut off live.